Good evening and welcome, everybody. I'd like to call to order this Monday, October 23rd, 2023 meeting of the Lake County School Board. If you would, let's please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Let's get started on our agenda. Superintendent, do you have any additions, changes, amendments, or deletions to that?
The agenda was revised with the chairman's permission for just cause on October 17th to add item 8.08.
Right, very good. And I think there's a scheduling conflict that prevented our student advisory committee from coming tonight, so that's accurate, right?
That is correct.
All right, so we'll go ahead and pull item 6.01 from tonight's agenda. Board members, do you have any items that you'd like to pull for separate consideration?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right, very good. With that, let's approve some minutes. Superintendent?
I recommend approval of the minutes from the school board workshop October 2nd, 2023, the school board workshop October 9th, 2023, and the regular school board meeting October 9th, 2023.
All right.
So moved.
There's a recommendation. A motion by Bill and a second by Tyler. Any questions or comments on that? All right, let's put it to a vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That carries 5-0. And with that, we get to jump into a special presentation tonight. A couple of elected officials in this group. Welcome, Commissioner Parks and Property Appraiser Carrie Baker. Nice to have you all. And you have some other guests part of your presentation tonight. So
Dragged a few people in.
wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. All right, let's hear about the Liberty Tree.
All right, well, good evening, Chairman, school board members, superintendent, and residents. Excuse me. We are here this evening. I am with Mr. Carrie Baker, our property appraiser, Ray Powers, who is the chairman of the Lake County Historical Society, and Stuart Dunaway, who's with the Sons of the American Revolution. What we're hoping tonight is to maybe garner some support, at least some interest from the school board on something that we believe could be very useful and helpful in teaching American history, sort of a hands-on, something that's a little bit more hands-on in the way that we teach American history throughout all the schools in Lake County. So you may be aware that we have done Liberty Trees. The County Commission has done Liberty Trees dedications. Now we're on number 3. This is probably the 3rd year in a row. We're going to do 4th year in a row that we're going to do one every June or July. It kind of depends on the timing. So we have done those. There's one, as a matter of fact, if you came in, you walked in the main door here, there's one that's right outside. Some of you were at, I think, that first dedication. There's a big Liberty Tree. It's a cypress tree. They live about 2,000 years right in the front. It's got a nice little plaque as you walk in. So what we would like to do is we would like to offer the Liberty Tree program, whatever we're going to call it, to have a Liberty Tree at every school, every single school within the Lake County School District. And it's simple. It's a simple program I can tell you about. Ours doesn't take too much planning, but we seem to draw a lot of interest. And essentially what happens is we have a couple businesses within Lake County that donate a tree, and it's not just a small one. As you know, these are 45 or 65 gallon trees. You know, this big around diameter, 12 or more, 12 feet or more in height. And so what we envision is we have those trees available to any school that would like to do this. We can assist in helping with a program. Maybe the principal or the teachers would like to shape that program. It really doesn't matter, and get the kids involved. I can only tell you about what we do. We, at all 3, soon to be 4 ceremonies, what we do as a commission is we read out a proclamation, and then of course there's the dedication of the plaque, and then we come out with the sort of the fake gold shovels and shovel the dirt on it. And it's a very good, there's a couple speakers that we have that join us as well. And I can certainly read that resolution to you if you would like. I can put it up on the screen if that's possible as well. But this is essentially what we pass, and it's pretty, what we pass unanimously as a commission, and then what we read at each of the ceremonies. And you could do this, so what we envision is any school could do this, they could modify it. work with us, work with the Sons of American Revolution. Daughters of American Revolution are always there and are supportive of this as well. So you could do this proclamation, or you could do some version of it. Now, I'll go ahead and quickly read it if it's okay. Again, you can do whatever you want. This is what we do. Whereas in Boston in 1765, a large elm tree was used as a gathering place for the Sons of Liberty and protesters of the stamp tax. The tree soon became known as the Liberty Tree when the stamp tax was repealed the following year. And whereas colonists in other towns began dedicating their own Liberty trees as a place to gather and discuss American independence, which resulted in the Liberty Tree becoming a familiar symbol of the American Revolution. And whereas in Thomas Paine's poem, Liberty Tree, he wrote, "Unmindful of names and distinctions they came, for free men like brothers agree, with one spirit endued, they one friendship pursued, and their temple was Liberty Tree." And whereas in August 1775, as a final act of violence, British soldiers cut down the Liberty Tree prior to their evacuation of Boston, and whereas the original Liberty Tree is memorialized in Boston by a bronze plaque in Liberty Tree Plaza, whereas Lake County recognizes the significance of the Liberty Tree in the formation of our country's independence and encourages residents to reflect on what liberty and the privilege of living in the USA means to them, and whereas the Lake County Board of County Commissioners desires to dedicate a Liberty Tree as a symbol of the county's own commitment to the principles of freedom under which we have grown as a nation, and whereas the Lake County Board of County Commissioners echoes the words of Silas Downer, one of the original Sons of Liberty, when he stated, "We do therefore, in the name and in behalf of all the true Sons of Liberty in America, dedicate and solemnly devote this tree to be a tree of liberty. May all our councils and deliberations under its venerable branches be guided by wisdom and directed to support and maintenance of the liberty, which our renowned forefathers sought after and found under the trees in the wilderness. May it long flourish, and may the Sons of Liberty often repair hither to confirm and strengthen each other. When they look towards this sacred elm, may they be penetrated with a sense of their duty to themselves, their country, and their posterity." It's pretty simple. So we have that proclamation, dedication of the plaque, and then we dedicate the tree. Had some great turnout. So we are here. I don't think, have I missed anything? Would you like to say anything else? So we are here. Obviously, we would like to offer this to the school district. We think it'd be great to have one at every school. Again, it's free. There'll be no cost for this. And we'll have the beautiful tree, and hopefully some kids will get involved. We believe we're obviously a very patriotic county, and so maybe this is something that the school district can do as well. You sure I have not missed anything? It seems like. Okay. Sure. Come on up.
I'm a member of the Sons of the American Revolution. We are in the Lake Sumter chapter, and we have worked with high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools. We have a number of programs, and so as the commissioner had said, what we'd like to do is partner with the staff, perhaps a history teacher, and get the children involved, depending on what grade level. Sometimes they do posters. We have poster contests. Karen Flores, a teacher at Eustis Middle School, participated, and we also do history teacher awards for their activity with American history. She won state level and placed second in the United States. Jennifer Butera in East Ridge High, she placed first in the state and first in the United States. And so if I would add anything, it is really a partnership we like to build as opposed to just shoveling a tree. We really want to get the children involved so that they understand more about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See, so I knew there was something important that I was missing. Thank you, Stuart. So we're available for any questions. Again, I'll point out the trees are native. They'll be native trees. And there is another tie-in that we've talked as well about, and possibly Mr. Dodd knows this, but possibly tying it into native plant gardens as well, sort of the science that goes along that as well. And we do have some of those same companies would like to donate native plants, so there could be a lesson involved with that as well.
Yeah, I know you've already done some work at some of our schools, and thank you for that. And certainly there's some irrigation benefits when you use some native plants, right? So,
There definitely is in the long run. There's, native plants are the way to go for sure, and there's a lot of lessons that can be taught along with that.
yeah. Board, did you have any questions for the commissioner or
I don't have any question, but I think we wholeheartedly should become involved in this. I think that it typically is done administrator by administrator each school, but I think maybe with our support and enthusiasm for it, that we can make this happen.
I would say I appreciate that too. I appreciate the support of the commission. I appreciate the support of the cities and the municipalities that are here as well. Thank you for being here. We know you've overcome some drastic obstacles, so we appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, I know
Thank
this
you all
doesn't
very much.
require specific board action.
Is this, yeah, I was going to ask.
No, it's not really an actionable item, more so as a presentation. So, Superintendent, walk us through the next steps.
Should I follow up with you to coordinate, or whom would
Yes,
you
ma'am,
like
you,
to direct
you
me
can,
to?
you can follow up with me, or any of us, but follow up with me first, and then we'll get together. And that's a good question, is how to coordinate from here on out, and we'll definitely take care of
I
that.
will get with you tomorrow, and we'll get moving forward.
Sounds
Thank you
good.
so much.
Great.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate what you do. I know it's not easy, so thank you, and God bless.
Indeed.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
In regards to public input cards, I do have one card tonight. It belongs to Banks Helfrich. So Banks, come on down.
I've got to follow that. Huh?
Sure.
I am a farmer. Banks Helfrich, independent farmer, former Lake County Soil Water Conservation District chairperson and current candidate, State House, District 25, 9100 Sam's Lake Road, Claremont, Florida, the Clay Road District. Chairman, board, Madam Superintendent, distinguished guests, the four words, the four prepositions we put in front of community. First one, of. Of community, meaning born of the community or taking root in the community. Pertains to me because I'm a native Floridian, so I am of Florida. The second one is in community. That is participating in community, being a part of it in the sense of showing up, dressing up, following up. The third one is with community, and that is goes a little bit beyond. It goes into being a part of the community in the sense of community involvement as a member of Kiwanis or a member of LCCC or a member of Keep Lake Beautiful right here in the chambers through the county. And the last one, which is the fourth one, is for community, and that is fighting for this community. It is working for this community. It's going to Tallahassee and fighting for every dollar that is sent up there with taxes to come back here to be used for schools, to be used for infrastructure, for septic and water infrastructure. As a sustainable farmer, as an independent farmer, community is vital. Once a month, I open up my farm to a farm tour. Since the weather's so good now, I open it up 4 times a month. We have other events. We just finished a Foraging the Farm event, which happened last Saturday. We had over 30 people show up, so we had to forage a lot of food. We also have harvesting there, teaching people how to harvest yucca. Will be in December. In November, we will have sweet potato harvests. These are all done through Eventbrite. These are all done through Here on the Farm, Claremont, and Invite, and these are all complementary. It is in, of, for, of, in, with, and for community. So what do I do at the farm? We teach sustainability, from air to water to food to shelter to community to even government, making sure we have sustainability so that our children can move on and sustain what we have. With that said, thank you so much, Chairman, for allowing me to speak. My name is Banks Helfrich, independent farmer. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Banks. Turn to our attorney report. Anything of note for us tonight?
Nothing pressing at this stage.
All right. Very good. Then moving on to the consent agenda. Superintendent?
All right, I recommend approval of consent agenda items 8.01 to 10.02.
So moved.
Recommendation with a motion by Bill and a second by Stephanie. Any questions, comments about the consent agenda? All right, not seeing any. Let's put it to a vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That's unanimous. couple of discussion items. The first one involves, looks like some policy, so we'll have a public hearing on those.
Yes, we have a public hearing for tentative approval of policy 0151, organizational meeting 0172, visitation of schools by individual school board members and legislators, 5772, weapons and firearms, 6840, audit selection committee, 7217, weapons, 8405, school safety and security, and 8510, wellness. Would you all like to take these up individually or as one whole group?
One.
All right. Is there anyone here who would like to speak with any of these policies? And if so, please come forward now. Seeing no one, I feel it appropriate to close the public hearing.
All right, thank you very much. Superintendent, do you have a recommendation for us?
I do. I recommend tentative approval of the policies as presented.
All right,
So moved.
motion by Bill. Anybody for a second?
Second.
All right, thank you, Molly, for the second. Before we vote on those, I did want to give a little bit of background on the 6840, the Audit Selection Committee. I don't know if you are racking your brains way back to last year's FADS ethics training, but one thing that we learned there is that ex officio members of a committee would be subject to the same sunshine laws as any voting members of the committee. And so this has caused us to review the structure of our audit committee because, of course, we're looking for a system in which the superintendent can speak with the assistant superintendent for business services as well as the liaison from the board, as well as the audit, all these folks have to be able to communicate. Or, of course, the vice chair with their own appointee. But if they're ex officio members of the same committee, that would be problematic for them to do so. So herein lies the structural change from our policy standpoint, so that way that we can create those fluid lines of communication. But there is a little bit of wondering on, practical side of things, how the board would want to proceed in the future with the audit committee. And I don't know, I guess maybe you can give it some thought. If the vice chair is not going to be a ex officio member, are you thinking that maybe this will just inspire each of us to have more in-depth dialogue with our own appointee to ensure that whatever is relayed from the audit committee gets brought to us? Or certainly a board member could still attend those meetings as they're open to the public, but maybe not actively participate as they do now. Or the other option is that, when we have audit topics come in, we could certainly invite the chair of the audit committee in as to do more presentation if we request that. So I guess that's some food for thought. I don't know that we have to answer that question tonight. Just what is important is to fix the policy so that way we've got a good committee structure in place.
Thank you.
All right. So if there are no comments or questions, we can vote. All right, let's vote. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? That's unanimous, 5-0. All right, 11.02 regards decision for the social media litigation. Certainly we have experienced a few presentations on this and had some more in-depth discussion at our workshop. If y'all feel compelled to feel ready to make a motion, we can entertain that and then have some discussion if we need to, but put it out there for.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a motion, approval of Terrell Hogan, PA law firm to represent the district in social media litigation.
All right. Tyler's made a motion.
Second.
Second for that. Thank you, Bill.
Discussion?
Yes, please.
Tara Hogan is the federal.
Okay. I needed to know whether it was the federal one or the state one. The federal?
The federal.
The Jacksonville firm who wants to file in federal.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. That's the important clarification.
Yes.
Yes. With all
Need to
these
know
names,
that.
that's how I was kind of keeping them separate too in my mind.
State and federal.
State versus
State, federal.
federal. That's right. That's right. All right. So any other questions or comments? Ready to vote on that motion? All right. Well, let's vote on that motion. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That's 5-0. Looks like we've arrived at a conclusion.
Next step, I'll reach out to Terrell Hogan, get an engagement agreement drawn up, and then we'll bring that back for approval.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. And I think this brings us to our superintendent report.
It does. I have just a few things tonight. First of all, last week it was a great day of celebration. Ms. Cunningham was able to join us as we visited two of her schools to celebrate and announce our Principal of the Year, Ms. Marlene Strawn, the principal at Mount Dora High School, and Assistant Principal of the Year, Norris Agayo of Triangle Elementary. So congratulations to both of them. We just want to thank them and congratulate them. Appreciate all that they do every day in the lives of our children and for their campuses. And then just a few days later, we had an opportunity to congratulate Mr. Joseph Mabry. He accepted the Outstanding Program Support Award from Crime Line, which operates a Speak Out hotline for campus safety. And we just want to thank you for everything you do to help lead our school safety efforts, and congratulations on your award, Mr. Mabry. And also want to celebrate Tavares High School. They are receiving on Friday national recognition for being a leader in our district, which comes to when it comes to Special Olympics and unified sports. You might have seen it on this week's Super Sunday, and so we're certainly proud of them. And they've been featured on ESPN, as you might have seen reported as well on social media. So congratulations to them and to the staff that does an outstanding job with our Special Olympics. And then we had one letter of condolence sent, so I do want to just extend our deepest condolences to you, Mr. Mathias, and to your family. We extend our deepest sympathy in the loss of your son, Bob.
All right, thank you for all that tonight. Opportunity for board member comments?
I'm good.
All right, Tyler?
Two quick ones. One to give a shout out to Carmen and the team of the Education Foundation for another very successful Scott Strong Memorial Golf Tournament. That was, I believe, 2 Fridays ago out at Harbor Hills. Beautiful morning, a lot of great teams supporting a great cause. Had the opportunity to play with Mr. Mabry and Mr. Schichtel from Safety and Security. They are far better players than I am and carried us to a respectable finish in the standings. And then also had the opportunity to attend the District CTE Advisory Council this past week with Ms. Cunningham at Tavares High School. And just wanted to give a shout out to Marta Ramirez, Francis Sellis, Brian, Leslie, Linnea, David, and the team in the CTE department. Great conversation, a lot of good folks from the business community, a lot of good feedback, and a lot of good things to keep working on in the future. So Marta, thank you for everything you and your team do. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Stephanie?
I had the opportunity to pop in the same day as the Scott Strong Memorial to the Professional Development Day for our paraprofessionals. And it was a support staff day. I know Ms. Cronin was there as well, and the district curriculum and instruction team and professional development team. You guys put on a good show there, and we appreciate the work you do for those very, very critical workers in our district. So that's all I have.
Tonight, I am indeed a very proud board member, as I am always, but it was a good week for District 4. Congratulations again to Ms. Strong at Mount Dora High School and to our assistant principal at Triangle. Both those ladies I've known for a number of years, and they work very hard. So this is some recognition that I believe they really deserve. Mr. Mabry, we've come a long way since you Matilda Middle, but congratulations, sir. I am extremely proud of you as well. You know, it's really nice when the community comes together and supports us, and that's what we saw tonight, a lot of support. So thank you to our county commissioners and our other guests who were here to offer us Liberty Bell trees. That's quite an honor. Not Liberty Bell, but Liberty trees. So I think that's all I have.
All right. Yes. You know, one of the fun parts about this job is getting asked to go judge things from time to time, whether it's a chili competition or trying to think of some of the other fun ones, over speech competitions, and there's always something exciting. But had a first a couple of weeks ago. Superintendent and I visited Grassy Lake Elementary, where we judged an art competition. And this wasn't just any old art competition, but instead it was inspired by the stories that the students have been reading through the Wit and Wisdom series. Yeah, which is pretty cool to see their artistic take about the story that they've read in class. It was like some of the hardest decision making in the world, because these kids all just did an incredible job, and really great job to the art teacher, Ms. Nichols, for leading the charge on that and creating this idea. And I had a fun time doing it, and I think the kids had a great time with their artwork as well. So just a fun new event, and wanted to throw that one out there as a highlight of the time here. Don't have anything else tonight, so y'all ready to adjourn or any objections? No go backs? All right, we are adjourned. Have a great night.